Tonight, we are talking Beyond the Gates latest. We're going to talk a little bit about Jurassic City, maybe? I don't know. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. Welcome back, everybody, to another Let's Talk Jurassic, your weekly live stream here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. Thank you so much to all of those returning viewers out there. Glad to have you back once again. If you're new here, what's going on? Glad to have you here. If you're lurking out there, say hi. We might have one that has popped in, finally. A lurker. But let's go ahead and see who is here. We've got Steven in the chat. What's up, Steven? How you doing? Glad to see you here. We have the Jurassic Junkie. Anybody heard of this guy? The Jurassic Junkie? It says, hey, everyone. Thanks for all the support on my episode of BTG, Beyond the Gates. You guys rock. Ted Brothers right there. We've got Dinosaur in the chat. We've got Dakota Morgan. What's up, Dakota? How you doing? We've got Spino Rex. It was great seeing you on Beyond the Gates. Ted was here. That's right. We got Jurassic Souls with the super chat. Thank you so much, Jurassic Souls. The new Dennis set is awesome and really has those Kenner vibes. What would you like to see from an Ellie or Muldoon set? 93. Let's talk about that in a little bit. I feel like you are so good at just like setting up the convo, like getting it started, and like we know like where we're about to head and talk about the exact thing. So we'll get there in just a second. We've got somebody here who might have been lurking for a while. What's up, Alex? You've been lurking for a while and decided to say hi today. Hi, glad to see you. Really, I love it when people just pop out of nowhere. That's awesome. We've got Nikolai here. What's up? How's it going? Cretaceous Dave has returned himself, and he brought along Buff Nedry. Let's see here. We've got that's it. I'm gonna keep moving on. All right. So first off, here before we dive into that conversation that Jurassic Souls alluded to, we've got the website. It's just asking what it can do for me. Siri, can you stop listening? Maybe. Hey Siri. Stop. Yeah, stop. Okay. Anyway, our episode this week, before she interrupted, was all about Jurassic World Escape, which is the escape room that is down in City Walk at the Universal Orlando Resort. And myself, along with Jay Malone and Muzamil, we all talked about the escape room and whether it was worth it. We talked about those spoilers that you see there in the title. We talked all about it. It was such a fun moment to kind of relive going through that escape room and talking about the ins and outs of the puzzles and just each room and everything like that and our thoughts and feelings on it. We get into the spoilers, so if you are planning on doing this attraction down in Orlando, probably skip over this episode. We don't really spoil the puzzles per se, but we kind of dive into some of those details. But that was a great episode. You can find that on the podcast feed. And also be sure to check out Muzamil's article all about it, his review article right there. It's a great in-depth article. You can check that out on the website. It goes all into it. Well, actually, it has a spoiler-free section and then a spoiler section. So definitely go check out Muzamil's article. Great write-up. And thanks to Muzamil and Jay for being a part of that episode and helping me just restart my memory because it was pretty much gone. And please check out this black and white edition here, the Spotify edition here of our podcast feed. We talk about all the latest news and everything that's out there. So go check that out. And also my other podcast, Grim Grinning Hosts. So I do want to get into some of that Jurassic news that's been happening. Let's see here. I just want to pop in the shout out to Jason. It says, hello, Brad and Jurassic fans from Michigan. I listened to episode 106 tonight at work and just did a cool raptor containment photo shoot for the Facebook toy pages. Awesome. Wait, you just listened to episode 106. I don't even know can I scroll back that far? That'd take forever. Let me see. Actually, let me check out my podcast reference sheet because I got a whole spreadsheet. Let me see what was on episode 106. Oh, interesting. I don't remember this at all. Well, I remember the first part is Extinction Level Jurassic Park. So you just checked out episode 2 of Extinction Level, which was an audio drama around the JP3 to Jurassic World time frame. And then we also discussed the saddest scenes from Jurassic films and some news. The saddest scenes. I don't know if I did that by myself or with somebody, but that seems very sad. I don't know what we could have picked, but that was so long. That was literally 2017. Whoa, that was so long ago. My son was 1 month old, and now he's almost 7. Wow. Okay. Anyway, shout out to Rebel Commander, Star Wars Jurassic, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Finally caught a stream. Need to stop missing them. Yeah, I agree. You do need to stop missing these streams. What are you doing? Appreciate you being here, though. But let's dive into the first bit of news. This one kicked off right away this morning. Oops. There's a button on my iPad that always pops into the wrong spot. But let's go. Oops, not there. We're going to go. Let's go to Jurassic merch. That works. No, Mattel Jurassic. Actually, I got all kinds of different headlines here. Mattel Jurassic. All right. So sorry, Ted. I just covered your face there. That was too funny. Let me go back. I want to bye, Ted. Sorry. Ted, sorry about that. But this was a nice surprise this morning. Beyond the Gates is back. It's been gone for a little while. And last we had heard, we had talked about the return. I think because we noticed that it updated on Target.com, right? We saw that there was an update on the website that the Beyond the Gates was coming back for more gate crashers. And, we did speculate that it could happen soon because I remember that I think it was honestly like literally a year ago, in February that we got the pre-orders for the 93 collection stuff, right? It was all the way, I'm pretty sure, back in February of 2023. So I assumed it would be right around the corner, and guess what? It was. And we knew that changes were coming because we knew the Outpost crew were not really going to be continuing on with the creative aspect of Beyond the Gates. So we all speculated and wondered what is going to happen with Beyond the Gates. What is the format going to be? What's going to happen with this new production? So this popped up today, and let me tell you, the shock on everybody to find out that Ted Brothers was involved with this episode. That was amazing. Ted, great dude in the community. If you don't follow the Jurassic Junkie channel there, you gotta be checking it out. I know there was some issues with Ted's page like a little while back, switching over from the compound to Jurassic Junkie. So if you've not transitioned to go follow the Jurassic Junkie, please go do that. Ted's work is awesome. Such great toy photography and repaints and stuff like that. My son has always really liked, when I scroll through YouTube and he pops on and he sees like Ted's repaints. He's like, oh, can we watch that? Can we watch that? Can we watch that? So we end up watching a bunch of them. So Ted's really awesome, does some great work. So that was really exciting to see that Ted was involved in at least one of these episodes. Dennis Treasury. Absolutely. I actually meant to do it. It's been a day, guys. It has been a rough day. So I didn't get to do all the prep work that I wanted to do. But there was a figure that I have, and I know we all probably have this figure. I'm like looking at my shelf right now to try to see it. But honestly, it was like such a just like a random figure that I just threw it in the back of the shelf. But I believe there's like a guy that like looks similar to this with the sleeveless look and everything. And it'd be interesting to compare once we have that in hand, and see those differences. I actually, funnily enough, like a few years back, I picked up this batch of dinosaurs like on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and it was one of the first JP3 toys that I ever got, because I really stopped collecting in the JP3 days. I was not a fan of the different scale, which is like, kind of where we're at now. But like, I always loved, I've got a Ghostbusters figure here, but this bigger, like, I don't know what this is, 5, 4, something like that inch scale, like that Jurassic was at. So I kind of stopped collecting JP3 era, but one raptor that I have is actually this raptor that, they're mimicking here. So I was like pretty hyped to see that, because at least I had some attachment to that figure. So that was pretty cool. And then Dennis Nedry, I actually don't think, I don't think I own a Dennis Nedry figure outside of like the new ones. Which, maybe I have, wait, where is it? It's got to be here somewhere. Oh, there he is. It kind of reminds me of this guy that I've always had laying on my shelf here. Let me bring up the bigger screen here so you can see. But this this Owen Grady figure with the big Dennis Nedry head, that's kind of how I feel like this one kind of looks. It looks like just like a very obvious Dennis Nedry head on top of just like the body that doesn't fit him. So that's pretty funny. And this also was done by my son. One day I walked into, so he's taken after Ted already. Like, he walked into my office, he saw this Owen Grady headless figure. If you haven't watched my streams or any of the videos, I've got a headless Owen that I actually bought this way. And then I drew a little smiley face on it. You can't see that. But he came in and just threw this head on top of it and made me crack up one day. So it reminds me of that figure in a way. But I know we've got, the Kenner line that always had such like really buff characters and characters that absolutely didn't look like their counterparts in the film. And, that semi-bothered me a little bit when I was a kid. But I got over it fairly quick and really grew to love the figures that were just absolutely different and wild, and you could create your own stories based off these characters. And I really love just having these alternate versions of these characters. I think that's so cool to have the ripped versions or the Grant with a nuke and just stuff that's like absolutely wild. It blows my mind. So to see these figures announced, actually we saw these things leak out a little while back. It's not been all that long, but we did know about these a little bit ahead of time. So let's take a look though at the figures themselves. So we've got Jurassic World Dennis Nedry 93 Classic Collection Track. Way too many words. Track and Chase Pack. So many words. $24.99. Okay. And this includes the motorcycle, the Velociraptor, Dennis. Oh my God, is he ripped? Wow. Man, is he ripped, dude. That is funny. I love that. I personally love that. I do love this box art also. A really cool box art. And, something that Ted really kind of replicated in that video as well. But I know this is, why does this always do this? Always switches it when I'm trying to zoom in. But I love this like render of the Velociraptor. Yeah, it's like a just blue, but with, a new skin. But I love this retro vibe. It's really, really cool. Let's see what else we got here. So, of course, oh my gosh. There's that pull-out piece with the DNA on top of the Velociraptor. I think the Velociraptor actually looks really cool. Of course, we could use paint on the what do you call them? Talons. I know there's a better word for them. Claws. Claws is a better word. We could use some paint there, but We did see this like really low res images that came out like a few weeks ago, and the Raptor kind of looked not so great, but I feel like this one actually looks really good. Yes, it would be cool to have like the kind of frill aspect that the other one does. I don't know if I even have that figure on my shelf anymore. I think I might have put it in like my kid's toy bin, unfortunately, so I don't have it nearby. But I think it had some frills and stuff on it, so that's lacking here. I know Mattel does have figures like that, but they chose not to use that and opted for this one instead. That's fine, whatever. Again, these are not like one-to-one recreations like they like a lot of people maybe want from these figures, but it's still really cool to see. And this bike, which I cannot absolutely zoom in on, Unreal, that I can never zoom. I think it looks really cool, but it's a pale comparison to what it is. I don't even know if I want to say it's trying to be, because it is so far removed from that one set that everybody's been comparing it to, which is actually I do have it right here. Bear with me. Woo! I've got a bunch of boxes of like just spare parts and random things. Like I love this like clean. Where's my mouse? Let's go back to the solo video real quick. Just having like pieces and parts like in here, just random things like just a pile of heads, like a bunch of decapitated toys. And then this box is just full of like random odds and ends. But the one is this, and it's this bike, which, you know, it's lacking some pieces here and there, but wait, I do have this. No, this came with Nick Van Owen, maybe? I don't know who this came with, but I think Nedry did come with this at one point, right? But anyway, let's take a look at this figure. So it's really trying to replicate like this bike. I cannot get it's like so old, guys. It's like super old, but it looks pretty good. Like, you know, it still works. It's got the sidecar kind of thing that you can push into it, but it's got the launcher on there so you can launch. Just kind of like this one does. This one has a launcher on the side as well. So what we're getting... Oh my gosh, this thing keeps falling apart. It's that old. It is that old. Let's bring up this shot again. So you can see, like, it's trying to go for this vibe with the color scheme. But it unfortunately is a very pale comparison to what this bike is. It's just a totally different thing, unfortunately. It's just a different bike altogether. So this bike is one of my, like, absolute favorite vehicles and pieces of Jurassic Park merchandise that I have. And it's just, I love, like, the storytelling, like I was telling you before. And I know there was a survey that went out around that Hammond Collection Gates thing. Maybe a few months after that, they put out a survey with collectors and different people just to know, like, what you want to see out of toys. And one of the things I really talked about a lot was like the storytelling aspect and having humans and vehicles and things that you can tell stories with. And like this is such a storytelling device, having the dinosaur bones strapped on with rope, and like the way that the arm it keeps falling apart. The way that the arm is like strapped down here to that it's just like so cool. And then the tail end, honestly, it's like watching, like, if I ever could afford an American Chopper, like, you know, bike from Paul Jr. or whatever, whoever these, you know, these designers are, like, I would want them to recreate this bike. How cool would that be? That would be so awesome. So wow, yeah, that would. Now I need to make enough money to rebuild this bike for real, with the sidecar. So what was on here? I can't remember what was on this part, but anyway, that's what it's going for, and it's a neat little bike, but it's not what this was. So I you know we want them to recreate the past in a way that they're not going to do, but I think they're doing it in a way that is very acceptable and exciting still, to at least get something that's trying to go for that. And this is a more modern take on it. And I love that it has like 2 launchers. I think that's really cool. And the fact that Nedry comes with this, like, you know, I don't even know what that's supposed to be, but it's amazing. It's like poison mist shooter, because he's got like a gas mask thing. I don't know, but it's amazing. It's very cool. I really dig it. I feel like there was somebody that came with something like that back in the day, but I don't remember exactly. But this figure set is honestly pretty cool. I'm really digging it. There's the raptor. I really do think that raptor looks pretty nice. Like, I'm digging it. I know it's just like a, same old raptor that we've probably gotten 100 times already, but I feel like the paint looks pretty nice on this one. There's more of the bike with that same green and orange color scheme. And the bike detail actually does look pretty cool. The front, like, fork part is a little interesting, but yeah, I could do without that front fork. I feel like have we gotten this bike before? This is the problem with collecting, is like, you think you own everything, but you might not. And then you have to look back at your collection all the time. Like, do I have that thing? I don't know. Even if I did have it, I don't think I would have it on the shelf. So anyway, but I do think it looks pretty cool. It does look pretty nice. Maybe minus that fork. I think the wheels look pretty cool. And Dennis Nedry just looks absolutely hilarious. It's too funny. It's so cool. Like, I love that Dennis Nedry. That is really great. It just reminds me of, like, Peter Griffin in Fortnite. It's like, they made Peter Griffin, but the only way you're gonna get him is this jacked version of him. So I think it looks awesome, though. It looks so cool. We've got so many Nedrys already that I'm totally cool with getting this, like, hilarious edition here. But it does remind me of this, like, generic, I don't even know what he was, like an ACU kind of guy or something like that. I'm never going to Google it. Yeah, I have no idea. I was trying to look for it real quick. Anyway, it basically looks like they just swapped the body, kind of. Maybe change some things up, but it looks very, very similar to that. But it's super awesome. Definitely dig it. I'm very excited to have it one day. I did not pre-order, so sorry, Ted. I have not pre-ordered, and that's the thing. As I stopped pre-ordering through Beyond the Gates, just because I was having issues of, like, Target is, like, constantly charging your card, and then also, like, you're finding the figures in stores before you find them, or before they show up to your house. If you pre-order them, I feel like you should get them kind of first dibs, but unfortunately that didn't really happen. But I do think this was an interesting, a change of pace here, because Beyond the Gates has been very much a place to see the reveal of the toy, and then also to learn a little bit about it. Of course, it changed a lot as time went on, right? It kind of grew into something completely different, and we got to see a lot of, like, how the toys were made and what were they made from, like, what were they based on. So that was really cool to get some behind the scenes, plus, like, actual, like, creators from the films and stuff like that. But to be honest, I'm really digging this idea. I love the idea of going with Ted here to get an insight into, like, what people do when they make content and when they build something like this. Because I look at Ted's pictures and I look at the videos and the repaints and stuff, and I'm like, dude, how did you do that? Like, how did you make that? That is amazing.
We have
And
Dennis Nedry with his
yeah,
iconic
I love that we were
vintage
able to
gas
kind of
mask. We
see
get an awesome
the inspiration and
dino-tracking
see
motorcycle with a capture claw and a
the
spring
way
with a
it's
missile
created.
launcher.
Honestly,
And
just
in
like
addition,
laying
the
out that
Velociraptor
like
just
tablecloth
adds
thing and then
another
putting the
level of
sand down,
storytelling and play
placing
value
all
to
this
the
stuff.
set. When all these elements come
It's
together,
kind of
I'm able
simple,
to use my
but like
imagination
I
and
love
creativity to
seeing
tell a
that.
story
I
with
love
these
seeing the
toys through
insight
art
into
of toy
people's
photography. So start
creations. I
telling
think
your
that is
story
a
and bring these
a really
Jurassic toys to
cool
life in your
version
own
of this.
unique
Now,
way.
are
And
we
pre-order today, only at
showcasing
Target.com.
the like what's happening here? I find it interesting because this is the creator edition. So, we're not just highlighting the toy itself, right? We're getting to see the creator of things, I guess. Not the creator of the toys, but we're getting to see like the creation of, a thing or a promotional piece, kind of in a creation of, because that's what we're all doing, right? We're all just sitting here being a promotional outlet for, Beyond the Gates or the films or the escape room or whatever the case is. So, I do like that we're getting to see like, what goes into the process of making stuff like this and being a part of the community. And I think that's really cool, and it's doing it in a way that,
Welcome to
we haven't
Beyond the Gates
necessarily seen.
Creator
I just
Edition.
restarted
My
the
name is
video
Ted,
just again
also
because
known
I
as the
wanted to
Jurassic
showcase
Junkie, and I'm
like
a
how cool this
content
is. We
creator.
get to see like Ted's actual other creations as well. We get to see like
Toy photographer
other
over on
photos and
Instagram.
other,
In this episode,
little sets and stuff. And this is something that like, Ted did on his own. He was able to create this and make this video from scratch and come up with this idea. And I think that's really awesome. That's so cool that Universal-ish, I guess. I'm sure they're involved with this. But Universal, Mattel, Target are all taking this chance to showcase what creators do when people make stuff like this. So I think that's really, really awesome. And definitely not what I expected of this, Beyond the Gates return. So that's really cool. That is really cool. I feel like I mostly expected just kind of like a reel of here's the toy, here's what you can do, here's the articulation, here's the like playability, and here's where you can buy it. I kind of just mostly a commercial, I guess. Kind of that's what I pictured. But this was just a pretty great surprise to see that, they're taking people that create and giving them an outlet to actually showcase some new products. I think that's pretty awesome. They're taking it to another level. Like, we get sent stuff all the time, and it's very cool to be able to do that like on a professional level, to have somebody do that on a professional level. So congratulations to Ted, to whoever else is involved in this. That is really, really cool. So I'm excited to see like where this goes next. But man, like watching this and thinking about like the future and what to come, everybody's got to put in a lot of work because Ted really knocked it out of the park with this. This looks awesome. Who knows what the stipulations were, like what was he able to do, how long would it have to be, like what are you allowed to put in here. So I think what was created here, pretty great, pretty awesome. So absolutely love that.
And that's adding the figures.
We get to see the figures close up.
What I
some fun like little camera lens things and
is that it perfectly captures the
transitions
magic
and stuff.
and
So
nostalgia of the
definitely a different take on the Beyond the Gates, routine, video series. But very excited to see what happens here in the near future. And we do have some other things to talk about here with some gate crashers that are upcoming in the future. We do have another one coming next month. Let's see, 327. One Legacy Collection item. I'm trying to think, like, honestly, I know there's a bunch of stuff that we've seen and stuff that we kind of know are on the way. I forget it all at this point. 424, we've got 2 Hammond Collection items. So I know we've seen stuff like I don't even know. Some Raptors, maybe. Some Triceratops, maybe. Was there a Pyroraptor in there? Different Jurassic World Raptors? I don't remember. Claire, I think, was in this list. Therizinosaurus. We may have seen some pictures of that recently, I think. And what else was there? Giganotosaurus, maybe? So there's a lot that could potentially come from 424 and 522. There's two Hammond collection items each. So that's exciting to see. And then, hey, we're not done with the legacy. The 93 collection. That is so exciting to me that we are continuing on with this 93 collection because, a year ago when we pre-ordered the first batch, I was so excited and so hopeful for the potential of this line, which would very much be loved. It was obvious that a lot of people are going to pick this up, and it's still on the shelves like now, which is like awesome. So it's still out there. It still must be doing something because they still keep putting it on the shelves. So I just wanted to see more. I really wanted to see more because we got a few sets, and some great stuff. We got that vehicle, T-Rex, 2 human sets with some dinosaurs and things. So there was a lot out there. And so we kicked it off again here with Nedry and a vehicle. What do you think we got next? We got one new item. Like I said last time, we got 2 human packs. We got a big dino, and then we got small dino and a vehicle. I think that was it in that set. So that's a few things. And I don't know. Where do you think they'll go next? Do you think they'll go... I want to say, like, maybe they'll go big dinosaur. But I don't know. It would be interesting to see that, but I definitely would want to see also like another legacy character. Like it's 93 collection, so and that's not to say anything, I guess, because we did get the Ian Malcolm in the wingsuit, which was not part of the 93 stuff. Maybe some of this other stuff that I don't know. I forget what. I don't remember what year this thing came out, but 93 or 94, somewhere like that. But so we're not always going to be focused on the exact year, but who knows? Who knows what it could be? Hopefully we get an Ellie at some point with a cool set. That would be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Spinal Rex here says, I just saw that pop in. Big Triceratops. I think that would be awesome. I know we did get that bigger Triceratops that everybody's raving about. I actually still haven't gotten it. I know it was just on sale. But like one that is actually like we haven't gotten anything like that. Like the retro, the one with the missing piece that comes out and stuff. Oh, that would be so cool. Like a real, like rubbery, like, oh, that thing was awesome. It's right behind me. But yeah, who knows? And if it's a vehicle, what else we got? I would like to see more like unmade stuff. I think that would be a really cool way to go because we did get that with that vehicle that came out before. So I'd like to see more like stuff that hasn't been created before. So maybe we could go down that route. But is that it? I don't know. That's all that they have listed, I think, for now. So maybe a little less than usual. Maybe, I guess. But exciting to see nonetheless. So that's awesome. And again, congrats to Ted. That's super cool to see Ted involved in that. I think that's a fun pack. So I will probably not be pre-ordering, but I'll probably just pick it up in stores. It seems like they've been plentiful, so I feel like it's a safe bet to find it out there in stores. But I do kind of want to buy it just to support you, Ted. So maybe I will. I don't know if that helps you or not in any way. But if they're like, hey, people like Ted, I'll do it for Ted. I can do it for Ted. But yeah, that is the Beyond the Gates update there. So I'm sorry, I kind of like skipped over a lot of the comments. Let's go back and check all that out. Let's see what everybody's been saying. Sometimes I just start talking and then I just, I don't stop. So, yeah, that's the thing. But let's see. They used the Fallen Kingdom mercenary body for Nedry. That's what I was thinking. All right, so I'm glad I was on. Let's see. Oh my god, I just didn't type. It's hard to type on this iPad. while it's like standing up. Fallen Kingdom Mercenary. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that definitely looks like the guy. Here we go. Yeah. It's like the exact thing, right? Do I still have... Oops. Come on, open up. All right, so there's Nedry, and there's this guy. You can see, let's see, I mean, like, it looks like, to me, it looks like the mold is, like, slightly different with the shirt. Like, the vest is, like, nearly the same. A little bit more simplified, maybe, on Nedry. Unless, like, well, this is a rendering, too, so I don't know if it is exactly like that. But, I might have to, like, actually look at the video itself. Let's go back. Play.
Welcome to Beyond the Gates Creator Edition. My name is Ted, also known as the Jurassic Junkie, and I'm a content creator and toy photographer over on Instagram. In this episode, I'll be debuting the brand new 93 classic Dennis Nedry Track and Chase Pack from Mattel, and taking you on a behind-the-scenes look at how I bring these toys to life through the magic of toy photography.
I like to look at toy photography like painting a picture, so I always start with a blank canvas, and then I build my world using real things from nature like sand.
I can't get there fast enough. Anyway.
And once I get the
let's watch
base of
this
the
real
scene
quick.
laid
Yeah,
out,
but
that's
see,
when I'll go in and add all of my
that's
props
that's
and
exactly the guy I was thinking of.
Jungle environment, and then I'll hang my
so thank you for at least pointing out that it was
Jurassic
the
Park
mercenary. I was like, I don't know what to
now
search for. But yeah, you can tell it's pretty similar. Maybe not exactly, but definitely based off of that. If not, they changed the mold just like a tiny bit. But yeah, there we go. That's that. That's what I was thinking of. Let's see what else we got here. Favorite part is when Nedry puts on his muscle shirt and catches raptors on a motorcycle. Oh yeah, wait, I gotta go back to Jurassic Souls. What did you say? Set is awesome. Kenner vibes. What would you like to see from Ellie or Muldoon 93 set? From an Ellie set, you know, if they were to do like that big, I mean, it is back there, right? Yeah, it's over here. The big trike is like back behind there. You can't really see it in the video, you know, if they were to do like that really cool retro big trike, which maybe it would be too similar to the one that they've got out there now, the Habitat Defender or whatever it's called. Wow, actually, did I remember a name of a thing from a toy line? But if they were to make that, I think that would be really cool to have with Ellie. I think that would be a fun one to add, because like then you can have like Ellie and like Dr. Kit or something like that, and you know, and you could add like a big pile of poop or something. But I think that would be a cool set for Ellie. If she was going like with a smaller set, maybe like a baby trike. No, we already got the baby trike though, so I guess we wouldn't get a baby trike. But I don't know. I think I would like a bigger trike, like switch it up a little bit. We'll just get a bigger dinosaur with a human. I think that would be cool. And then what was the other part of that Muldoon set? I would like to see Muldoon. I don't know this. I don't know why, but like Muldoon with like a rocket launcher and this is very pipe dreamy, but like maybe like a raft or something. Like I think a raft would be cool, like a river raft. That would be awesome to see. And then maybe like a small T-Rex or something like that. That would be cool. But he has to but he has to have a rocket launcher. That would be definitely awesome. What else? That was that. Thank you again, Jurassic Souls, for that super chat. Let's see what else we got here before we move on to another potentially big story. Thank you, Aroslav. Got the OG crew on there. Flamethrower, maybe. I did think maybe a flamethrower, but why would you have a mask for like gas, like from the pack? I don't know. The raptor being a nod to the react attack. It's always so hard to say. Line hits the nostalgia feels because that was my first line that you collected from. Everybody comes at this fandom from a different perspective and a different time. For me, that was like the end. Like I was done, so I was out. But and I really only have like 3 figures. I think there was like maybe like I don't even know. It might be a Grant, but it just looks weird. And then a small like T-Rex, but it's like maybe like this big and it's like super hard. I think I don't have that in here either. And then that Velociraptor. So yeah, and definitely cool to see all the work and setup that goes into good toy photography. Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people are learning from Ted, and this will be another way that people can learn. And again, that's what I think is so cool about Jurassic. It has always inspired people to be creative, and this continues that. That's, I think, pretty cool. Sales don't affect you in any way. Yeah, I didn't think so, but I was like, let's support him anyway. Let's see. All right, so let's take this next one as our transition point here. Mavel Jones says, David Koepp and Gareth Edwards teaming up is literally the best possible pairing I could imagine. So excited. I am very excited by that. I think that's going to be a really, really great pairing. You know, I was listening to a review of The Creator just like yesterday, to be honest, because I was like, I have a movie podcast that I listen to, and I forgot that I didn't listen to their review, because sometimes I'll stop listening when I didn't actually listen to that, or didn't see that movie yet, and then I forgot to go back once I actually saw the movie, which I saw it maybe in January, and I forgot to go back, so I went back and listened to it, and they were describing Gareth Edwards and saying like, man, he's got such great vision, and it's like, he really can bring stuff to life. And then they mentioned like, but he really needs somebody that can get in there and give him a good script. And I was like, oh. And this recording was prior to the Gareth Edwards Jurassic news, so I was like, oh, okay, all right, maybe we're onto something here, because this is what we want. We want to see Gareth Edwards, which I love all of his content, all of his, I don't mean to say content to belittle it, I guess, but like his films and stuff, and I love Monsters, I love Godzilla, Rogue One, and The Creator, all 4 of those, and to also have that mixed with David Koepp, I'm like, okay, you got me. That's it. That's all I need. That's going to be perfect, I think. So if that review is kind of onto anything there, saying that he needs like a better writer, having them lock up here for this next movie, it's very, very exciting. What is not so exciting, on the other hand, is this potential news that we've got here. So some people pointed out, and actually I think it came from David RPK, who at least was maybe one of the first people to single it out, saying that the next Jurassic movie is potentially titled Jurassic City. Jurassic City. And then everybody's been pointing to Production Weekly, which always like kind of goes into what's on the table production-wise, what's coming up, and when you get actually into the Production Weekly, you do see Jurassic City right there. So it is right there. And then, to put some perspective on this, like this is like the list of things that could be in production, and some of the stuff could be production names, like the not actual names, like how what was it, Falling Kingdom was Ancient Futures, right? What were the other ones? I forget. So stuff like that, there's always like a little code name that kind of goes along with it. But Jurassic's, where was I going to go with that? Actually, there was one movie that I did see. This is impossible to like kind of focus. Greenland Migration. That has been the title for like the actual, like the sequel to the movie Greenland. If you didn't watch that, I actually really love that movie. And I was so hyped to see that it's getting a sequel. But that is the actual sequel name. So it's like, this is the real name that's right here. Who knows? Maybe it could change at any point, but Jurassic City being right here is at least saying, hey, the movie's coming. It's in the works, and there it is. Is this an accurate depiction of what it's going to be called when it actually releases? Maybe. Maybe not. We don't really know. We can't say for sure, but to me, honestly, I doubt it. I think this is probably just like the name that they're going under. It's going to be on the production signs and, the shooting locations and things like that. But I just don't know that this is actually going to be called Jurassic City. That seems real bad. Shout out to Ted. Thank you again, Ted, for being here. Thank you so much. And great work again. So bye, Ted. Have a good night. But Jurassic City, I don't think that's what they're going to land on. I know there's been a lot of talk of like, a lot of mixed messaging in the, like the little press releases and things. They're not even press releases. They're just like articles from websites. That's really all they are. And they've been like kind of giving mixed messaging on like reboot and refresh and new era. And they've been saying Jurassic World. We hear rumors that it could be a prequel or a sequel or whatever. So it's kind of all over the place right now with the messaging. So for them to say, we've already dropped Jurassic Park. That's long gone. Goodbye. We just had the 30th anniversary. Everybody loved having Jurassic Park back, but we're still going to go our separate ways. We have Jurassic World, which, for 8 years or whatever, was just unbreakable. That was the sole title where we were not going to refer to absolutely anything else. It's going to be on everything, whether it was Jurassic Park merch or Jurassic World merch. It's going to be on everything. So then to have them completely drop that again and go with something potentially like Jurassic City, boy, I hope not. Because that's just, look, we don't need a Jurassic City. It's just it's a weird working title, but that's all I think it is. I think it's just going to be a working title. At least I hope. Fingers crossed, thoughts and prayers, all that stuff. We need it to be a working title, because Jurassic City, to me, when I hear that describes a lot of what we don't want to see, I think. Again, all the faith in the world in Gareth Edwards and David Koepp, all the faith in the world in what they're about to create. But Jurassic City, if they ever were to rebrand, which I do not think they are, but if they were to, that's a weird move. Don't do it. Okay, Universal, I know you're listening. Hey, what's up? Thanks for being here, but don't do it. Okay? I know y'all listen to me so much. But don't go Jurassic City. Working title, production title. That's good. Let's do that. That's fun. Excited by it. And a lot of times they are referential to what the title is. Like, I'm trying to remember. I went to Disney Studios and did I walked around the the studios and in some of the offices and stuff, and I saw one of the production rooms for, what was it, Ant-Man 3 Quantumania. Oh, I can't believe that's what it was for. Oh no. And it was like, I don't know, it was like Rabbit something or other. I forget what it was. But I don't know that had anything to do with the movie, but maybe. But Ancient Futures for Fallen Kingdom really had like a very small inkling of what it could be about, But Jurassic City, obviously we're taking the context clues here. It's a Jurassic movie, so we've got dinosaurs, and the name city is in the title, or the word city is in the title. So we've got dinosaurs and a city. That's all we got. That's all we can grasp from that title. Whether it's in the past, the present, the future, no idea. There's lots of rumors every which direction currently. But if it's anything like Monsters, which was kind of set in cities and then in rural areas and stuff like that. And if it's anything like Godzilla, which was absolutely set in cities, it can't be. Like, that's the thing. It's not going to have the impact. I think when you think of dinosaurs attacking cities, you kind of get like, what was it called? Dinosaurs Attack? Like those trading cards that like literally just looked like massive Godzilla-sized creatures attacking a city and stuff like that. And that's not what Jurassic is, right? So even if a dinosaur was in a city, you'd and we've seen it in San Diego, which we didn't really see it like in a city in San Diego. It was more of like the suburbs of San Diego, which I guess that kind of describes a lot of San Diego. But like, we got to see like a bus. They hit a bus and walked through a backyard. And, so it's not really like smashing buildings or anything like that. I don't really know what would happen in a city with dinosaurs. I think, what could be cool is, again, me. Where's Steve? Steve in here? You coming out here? I know you usually pop in right about now. But like, your boy's at it again. All right, I'm gonna spill some Jurassic tidbits that you could definitely use, Universal. All right, so if it was city, let's say it is city, or at least that's the direction we're going. First thing that pops into my mind. All right, picture this. Ready? Let's go. Let's go together here. Dinosaurs. Picture that. All right. We've got dinosaurs, and I'm specifically talking about velociraptors. Little herd of velociraptors. What do you call them? A gaggle? A pack. It's a pack, obviously. Forgot about that word. It's a pack of velociraptors. They find a tunnel into, let's say, like a sewer drain or a subway tunnel or something like that, and they infiltrate that area. And then we get what was described in Jurassic Park, the novel, where there's like cave systems and stuff like that, and velociraptors are procreating and they're creating tons and tons of raptors underneath a city. Oh my God, I'm getting very excited by this potential idea that I just came up with. And it's, everybody jokes about, there's crocodiles like under New York City or something like that. But imagine that idea, but taken literally with dinosaurs, and you have velociraptors in the city, but not really in the city. Just think of Ninja Turtles, but bad, okay? And then they've got their own, like, somebody could be Shredder. Let's cast Henry Cavill as Shredder. But I think this could be actually, if they did go that route, that would be super awesome. That would not be a prequel, not be a, anything that has to do with the past or anything. That could be a straight up sequel. And that would be a really cool idea, I think, because you could imagine people not wanting to vacate this city. You've got a city that's, like a city like New York. Hey, we're the strongest city in the world. Ain't nobody gonna get rid of us. And then, nobody wants to leave the city because, it's just a bunch of velociraptors in the sewers. Hey, yeah, whatever. We'd have had, rats as big as, tigers. And we've had crocodiles in there forever. Ain't gonna scare me away. You got people like that'll just never leave the city. And people will get dragged under. And it'll be just like a pile of death under the city. That could be pretty cool. And then you could eventually get to the place where it's like, what are we going to do? Well, we got to nuke the city or something, maybe. That's maybe a little drastic. But you could definitely see a guy like Dennis Nedry going in there with his gas mask and his Velociraptor. And he's, oh my God, did I just make this movie up right now based off of this set? I forgot there was a Velociraptor in this. He's on the motorcycle. This is Dennis Nedry. Somehow, he's back. Wait, oh my God. Palpatine. Somehow, he returned. We've got Dennis Nedry back alive. And he's got his gas mask. And he's got his flamethrower / gas shooter. And he's getting them Velociraptors out the sewers. Oh my God. Jurassic City. I'm going. I'll be there. Anyway, I think that could be a fun idea. I've read some fun books kind of like that. I forget what it was. Was it like Prey or something like that? Something like that. Where there was like some sort of underground society, but like also like a monster down there or something like that. So I could definitely see an idea like that if they were to go to the city route. Because to me, dinosaurs invading a city and destroying the city is not really necessarily fun to watch. It's fun to watch Godzilla do that, but not necessarily like a T-Rex. Like, it's not going to be all that great. And I think we need to get to a point where dinosaurs are rampant and like uncontrollable. And, we've got the groundwork there with the velociraptors in caves and tunnels and things like that. We've got that groundwork in the novels. We can see that we animals like that can get out of hand, and I think that would be really cool to see in a Jurassic movie. So who knows? Maybe this has absolutely nothing to do with any of that, and they're just messing with us. But I don't like this, whatever it is, as this title. But I don't think this is the title of the movie. It's probably just a working title. But, who knows? Chris here says, I trust Daniel RPK fully. He's had good scoops that pan out for the MCU and Star Wars regularly. Sounds like Jurassic City is the title on Kep's last draft. At the very least, we need to get used to the title. Yeah, I'm a big follower of Daniel RPK. I follow, all those scoops and everything, Marvel and whatnot. So I'm definitely, on board with that idea that he's, onto something there. And he's obviously on to something there. He doesn't even have to be on to something there. It's right here. It's, the title is there. It exists. But whether that sticks or not, that's what we're going to have to wait and see. All right, so Jason here says, Gremlins 2 was the working title Monolith. Blue Harvest, Cretaceous Dave says The New Hope. Yeah. And Jurassic World, City of Chaos. Yeah, something like that would be absolutely awesome. Like, I think that would be cool. I'd be definitely down for like a silly title like that. That would be fun. See, I don't know if the title is to purposely mislead, like working titles. That's not really what I feel like they're supposed to be. They can be, that's possible, but I don't think, a lot of times they're referential. Like you'll definitely see something that is a gimmick, but in relation to what they're producing, you know? Oh, God, you're right. Yes. Oh, my God. And Godzilla. Gareth Edwards. Oh, my God. We did it, folks. Sorry, I just spoiled the entire movie for you. I love Godzilla 98. And now I need to rewatch that ASAP. I have it. I own it. It's a great movie. You may not agree with that sentiment, but it is a great movie. I love it. And I love that scene. Like, I love, they basically took the Velociraptor model and just, obviously it's very different, but that idea, and ran with it. And I love that. I love Madison Square Garden, like in the 90s. Like I visited it once or twice and like, did like backstage tours probably in like 1998. Like, and I was so bummed. I actually did a backstage tour at Madison Square Garden. Actually, I've been there a bunch of times. One of my favorite, this is a tangent. One of my favorite things Madison Square Garden ever did was have haunted houses inside. That was incredible. Some of my favorite memories of haunted houses were inside Madison Square Garden. I've gone to concerts there, to haunted houses, to this backstage tour. And the backstage tour, I was so excited because I was a big fan of the Knicks at that time. And maybe not that time. Maybe it was like a little later. But I was so excited to see the basketball court. And when we go out, those walkways that they all run out of, the basketball court wasn't up. And there was a stage set up for Ricky Martin. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Ricky Martin? Why? I wanted to see the court. Wanted to take a shot. Anyway, never gonna live down that dream. I actually wait. Oh no, I was not on that court. I was on the Meadowlands court before. So guys don't care about this stuff. Why am I bothering? Muslim says, I can't see. My silly idea is that someone's silly enough to repurpose Central Park Zoo into a partial dinosaur sanctuary until chaos ensues. That would be fun, man. That would be really cool. Yeah, that would be so silly. Like, that would be fun. I'd definitely be down for that. And yeah, you're right. The good thing is that it shouldn't be like too long for there to be news, because yeah, you're right. It is right around the corner. We've got over a year, but it's gonna start coming out like soon. Nick Tatopoulos. I love that movie so much. Like, honestly, like I don't remember seeing Jurassic Park in theaters the first time or The Lost World in theaters. I remember Jurassic Park 3 in theaters. I saw both those other ones in theaters on their original dates. Maybe not opening days, but I remember going to see Godzilla 98 and how excited I was for that movie. Oh man, such a good movie. So I gotta rewatch that. Now I'm like itching to rewatch it. Mavel says, I love Godzilla 98. It's an allegory for the Vietnam War. Inherent problem from French, Diggs Tunnel, napalm breath inside of atomic, fear of uncontrollable spread. Yeah. And March 90, the 98 Godzilla series. Oh, yes. Was Godzuki in that series? What was that? What was Godzuki? Why do I know that name? I don't remember. Now we're just talking about Godzilla. But I think we're on to something here. If it is Jurassic City, spread the word. We're getting Godzilla 98 again. Yaroslav, where are you at, dude? Get in the chat, man. We're talking Godzilla 98. Come on. You're here usually. Now you're not here when we're talking Godzilla 98? Oh my gosh, missing out. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Godzilla 2025 now. We got a Godzilla movie this year, and then one next year with Jurassic City. Oh, man. That's hilarious. Anyway, that's probably not going to happen at all. But it's fun to speculate. It's fun to talk about at least. But anyway, thank you so much to everybody being here. Thank you, Ted, for popping into the chat to kind of give some pointers on the Beyond the Gates episode. It was super cool to see you in that. Deadline reporting, Gareth Edwards exits Jurassic sequel, and Roland Emmerich announced as a replacement. I love Roland Emmerich movies. Oh my God. Yes, please. Let's go. But I love Gareth Edwards. I'm just calling him Jurassic Edwards now. It's synonymous. Anyway, please go to our website, JurassicParkPodcast.com, and check out our latest episode all about Jurassic World Escape. Can you escape? Is it worth it? Is it a lot of money? Are there some fun things in there? Absolutely. Go check out this episode. If you don't want to know anything about the escape room, if you're planning on going to see it, skip over this episode until you do it and then come back. And also check out Muzzlemel's right up there on the website as well. There's a great review. If you want those ins and outs, you can see it right there. We were talking about the fact that, like, prior to doing that episode, that there's just, like, nothing out there as far as, like, talking, like, details about the escape room. There's some stuff about Back to the Future, some little details about Jurassic World, but, like, nothing all that in-depth. So we finally put our stamp on it, and go check out that episode. It was really fun. His movies stink. I love the movies. That's my guilty pleasure, is like watching like destruction movies and like earth-ending movies. So I love that stuff. Absolutely love that stuff. Got you wondering, and we'll wrap up here, about when we would see new movie Mattel toy reveals, late 2024, first quarter. I do think that it's going to be a while probably, because I feel like all these companies are like, whoa, we just finished wrapping up the 30th. We didn't expect to have a movie on the horizon right now. We're not ready for this. What is this about? What are we doing? What are we making? So we might see some stuff. Maybe they'll, like, if they don't have product out right away, maybe the product will kind of refer to what's coming in a way or something like that. But I imagine it will be out with the release, but it'll be iffy, I think. But hopefully we get there. Anyway, go check out my other podcast, Grim Grinning Hosts. Really fun show. Have a great time. We talked about Epic Universe on the way, a lot of stuff there. We have not done a new episode. We kind of had to put off an episode recently, but we should hopefully have a bunch of Ghostbusters stuff coming up soon. So definitely check that out. And yeah, check out the podcast, the Jurassic Park Podcast, on Spotify or Podomatic or wherever you listen to your podcasts. I am at Brad Jost or at Brad M. Jost on some different social media things. And you can check me out on Letterboxd. I'm on Letterboxd. Give me a follow on there. Should just be at Brad Jost on Letterboxd. I love leaving reviews for movies and things like that, so go check it out there. And check us out, the podcast, on Threads and Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those good places. And then, of course, the podcast on all those places as well that I just talked about just before. And yeah, that's about it. You know, I always consider talking about other stuff. So if you ever want to hear some other stuff, other content, like Godzilla, like me and Tom were talking about Godzilla earlier this year. So it's so funny that we've got a Godzilla director in this franchise now. But if you want to hear me talk about other stuff like Godzilla, like other TV shows, other movies, other, IP, let me know. Maybe we'll work on something. But thank you so much for watching this. We'll see you all next week with another live stream and another episode and all that good stuff. Until then, stay safe, be kind, and enjoy.